Our lab is really interested in studying, brain disorders and even eye disorders, and using different types of models to do that. And I think one thing that's very exciting about the work that we do is that we use patient-derived cells to be able to model brain disorders, for example, when that type of tissue is not accessible at all, right? So we have to kind of create that brain tissue in the form of a 3D stem cell model.
For a long time, we've only been able to study neurodevelopmental disorders in preclinical models. And now we are part of the group of researchers that are developing these 3D human models that are able to model not only different organs of the whole body and the brain itself, but different brain regions. Neurodevelopmental disorders are so complex and every patient presents differently.
It's a very personalized approach.
Exactly. So we're able to take cells from individuals that have different symptoms or have different types of challenges, and we're able to model that in our organoid model. And I think that is so fascinating. It's just crazy to think that our lab is in the middle of this field that's emerging, and we're trying to
help shape it. Yeah, we're trying to shape it in a way, right? And I think that's what is, it's a challenge. It's also exciting that we're trying to bring these traditional neuroscience techniques that are really important, have led to so many different discoveries with other models, and we're trying to apply those now to the human models that we have in the lab.
One piece of advice I would give to a student starting off is to be at peace with failing. When I started in the lab, I was very frantic and kind of all over the place, and I would try something and it wouldn't work, and I'd go to your office and you'd be like, Sarah, this is normal, it's okay. And I feel like that kind of stressed me out a lot, and it made me feel like I was the problem, but that's just research. In my first year, I was coming straight from undergrad and I was a master's student in your lab, and it was the first real grad school research experience I had. And I was working with a postdoc in the lab, and he was so helpful, and he honestly kind of almost held my hand and mentored me through every single step of the way. And he left 1 year in, and I had to learn to become self-sufficient. I had to realize that I myself was capable of handling my own research, handling my own experiments on my own.
Yeah, no, that's actually, and based on that is kind of my own breakthrough moment in terms of over the years learning that each individual in the lab learns differently. They don't learn like I did or I do, right? And so really trying to appreciate that. Everyone is different. The goal is the same, but their path might be different. And learning to understand that one person's path, whether it's faster or slower or different, it's fine as long as they get to the end goal.
I would say my one piece of advice to making the most of a mentorship would be to not be afraid to disagree with your supervisor. I think student or trainee and supervisor have very different perspectives. I think healthy arguing is fine. I think we have our disagreements, and I think it's made us grow as junior scientists, and it's made you grow as a mentor after we've had our disagreements, because we've both taken a step back, reflected, and been like, okay, I get where she's coming from, or I get where he's coming from, and we've met again and recouped, and it's advanced my project or projects in the lab.
That's what's key is that disagreements, if they're if you're really passionate about your research, disagreeing, it's normal. And I think our lab has done very well because the trainees have they have the courage, and they have the knowledge to be able to disagree, because they're reading a lot, they're very well informed, and so because of that you end up learning a lot, but you also are passionate about your point of view because you have data or information to back it up. So that's why the science moves forward, because we may go into a new direction, completely new direction, based upon some disagreement. And that is what's exciting, because those opportunities sometimes may not come if everyone is just agreeing with each other and no one wants to challenge each other.